Lara's request. If you are truly a saint, you shouldn't refuse a request as humane as mine. Help me save the life of someone who is equally as persecuted as you are. I'll be waiting at the shelter, Lara Ravel.
A stranger brought me a peculiar vial today.
You walk everywhere, afraid of nothing, and I need your help again. Would you agree to do something for me? What is it? There's a manhunt going on for young Burrock. It appears that your patron Alexander is behind it, but he's unfair towards Burrock. Why? The Haruspex doesn't just chop up the dead for his own amusement. He's trying to create a panacea. Please, find out what's happening and stop Alexander's punishing hand. He's blinded. Alright, I'll help him. I will reward you if you help the Haruspex. I haven't done anything yet. Go right back to talking to Alexander and hope he listens to me. That sounds like it'll totally work.
Was it a month ago? I can't remember.
I'm worried. Perhaps it's not too late to fix things yet. What are you talking about? I'm so confused. I believed every word she said. Why wouldn't I believe her if I can sense the truth with my very being? I can tell truth from lies, I'm certain of that. But then how to explain what has happened? Katerina herself was deceived, so the truth she was telling reflected whatever lies someone told her. How is that even possible? So I think the Katerina situation has revealed that if Katerina thinks something that isn't true, my powers can't tell that it's a lie. My stuff is like a lie detector, like doesn't magically tell what truth is itself. It just is like a lie detector device, and that the person's belief in their truth or lack thereof is what actually is being indicated. The raid. Father wants to raid the town and apprehend anyone who resorts to violence in disregard of his orders. His major target is the bloodthirsty Haruspex, but Lara says that his purpose is pure, no matter how terrifying his appearance. She asks me to persuade Father not to proceed. Father won't be seeking Bad Grief's head anymore. It's good enough, but the problem with the outbreak remains unsolved. What is this black twirine? I need to ask Bad Grief about it, and the hooks I have set into it will help. It's too bad I didn't have this letter a little sooner, because I just went to the, Alexander recently, so that would have been a good time to have the thing that says, hey, talk to Alexander. I've been bartering a bit. I've got 5 of these ones that cut you down to a third, 4 of the ones that cut it down to a half. 36 yellow pills. Even in this campaign I have a lot of yellow pills again. 27 bullets. Even though I haven't been using my bullets at all. I got another copy of my boots, so I sold those off for like 4 grand. That's why we have more of those. I didn't have any quests to do, so I was just kind of killing some time by running around and using up my lockpicks and stuff like that. Kept me busy for a little while. I could have been going straight to grief, but I was just so aware of the fact that I have like 12 hours to go before the day is over that I was just kind of using my time locally instead of making the trek back right away. Conveniently, we're awfully nearby. Also doing my routes. The loop around the theater and the loop around the park in particular to get any number of whatchamacalls that I can get. Knife for monomycinium, I wish. You have to do a watch on top of that. Still, that's a really good drug to have access to for relatively nothing. If they're gonna keep dropping knives from me, then I'm gonna get a lot of drugs. And these guys keep all having the same inventory somehow, so that's weird. There we go. I've also got a fair bit of Maridorm. I could trade for more if I wanted to. I have 8 right now. These are worth 3. Yeah. If they have 3 Maridorm in their inventory, then I can trade my 2 watches for 3 Maridorm, because those 2 numbers become... There we go. That's the ratio that works out. Because 2 watches is 6 and 3 Meridorm is 6. So now I've got 11 Meridorm. And since I take what, like 3 of them? I think my usual ratio is I take 3 Meridorm to sleep for 4 hours, I think is my ratio. So that's enough to last me the next, like, almost 4 days. And we're already on day 4, so now I've got enough Meridorm for two-thirds of the campaign-ish. Something like that. I might sleep now, just because it's the middle of the day. I have enough time. I have plenty of time. My health's low, my exhaustion's high, and I don't think there's much task left to do today, so it's a reasonable time just to get the sleeping done. This is the wrong side of the house. As a general rule, I kind of just sleep whenever my exhaustion and health are out of sorts. Because, so far, Clara's days are just not very high density in how much stuff you have to do. So it just hasn't been that big of a deal. Oh, right, I have... I forgot. I don't need to be trading for Meridorm that much, because I've been putting it in here, because I'm trying to keep this inventory slot open. So I've been stashing it here, so I actually have 23 Meridorm. Okay, let's stop trading for that stuff. Whoops. Anything need to be stashed? Not really, it's not usually very applicable. I also sell off any bullets I get that aren't for the handgun. Just seems like it makes sense to me. That maxes that exhaustion right out. Yeah, 4 hours with 3 Meridorm seems to be like mathematically perfect for getting that exact ratio. Hunger and infection are also fine. I don't really need to treat them right now. Even though I'm having a fit.
They say Haruspex is killing marauders now. Good.
Oh, the irony of the randomly selected message kind of contradicting the premise of the quest I'm doing right now. He just said, they say Haruspex is killing marauders now. Good. I'm like, we're trying. Don't you want to stop him? Isn't that the premise of this quest? They say you're hunting down the Haruspex, is that true? Yes, and it's good that you've mentioned it. Why? Because I've decided that today shall be the end of any and all killers who use scalpels, razors, knives, barber scissors, or any other manner of blades. The epidemic mowing down human lives is bad enough on its own. The streets will be safe, in daytime as well as nighttime. The Haruspex is not one to get caught easily. The executor's just reported that he has been seen in an infected district very close to the works, as it happens. He's scouring through abandoned houses. Looting, obviously. We could lure him into an ambush. You could. Why don't you seize him if you know where he is? The patrolmen are afraid of getting infected, and I don't trust the executors. You, on the other hand, don't have fear of the infection. Tell him that Reuben is waiting for him back home. The bachelor said that Haruspex is very eager to ask some questions concerning some mystery to do with the dead flesh. Is Reuben really there? No. No one knows where Reuben is. The Canes dispatched about 100 men. They've been searching for him since yesterday, turning half the town inside out, but he's still nowhere to be found. I, however, am going to search the other half, and I have the feeling I will succeed. Then the Canes will understand who they're dealing with. And this Haruspex, is he? He's in one of the infected houses. Be quick. This will be more proof that you stand on the side of the law. I prove it incessantly every day. Yeah,
No, I can't stand it much longer.
It's really unfortunate knowing some perspective of what happens from the other timeline, that she is exiled from her own people, supposedly, from the Zaborovs. It's like, they're so... It definitely makes everything that they do feel very explicitly manipulative. Like, they take her they take her in, but the only actual thing they give her, aside from that vague concept of protection that every person always seems to be claiming they're giving the protagonist in this game, is they give her a bed. Like, they don't feed her, they don't give her medicine, they don't really give her anything she could use to survive in this world. They just give her a bed. I'm constantly starving and overcome by plague, and I'm only surviving by stealing from people's houses and fighting brigands out in the streets, which itself is a practice that they are currently trying to crack down on and want to stop anybody who takes part in that kind of behavior. It just makes them feel like this weird mess of hypocrisies and lies and manipulations, like most of the leaders really do. Ooh. Monomycinium. Well, I have an excess of various levels of value here. There we go. I have a lot of female-oriented trading items right now because I'm just not encountering them at all. I'm gonna get that bone necklace. Yeah, it's only 88, but, like, this is worth 5 points. I guess it costs more because it has value to older people. This bone necklace only the kids care about, but it's worth 3 points. So it's a really good thing to have in your inventory. It's a good find. So somewhere in that plague district, I guess it's got to be this circle of houses because over here is warehouses. I guess we gotta go back this way. Sounds like once again they want me to search plague houses for the haruspecs. I wonder if this is any kind of indicator. People talk about the Clara campaign being unfinished or having less content and other claims such as that. And I wonder if that's manifesting in the form of the fact that it's having me do this. This quest is run around to these houses and try to find the haruspecs, which is a quest I just did yesterday. I just did this quest yesterday, and now I'm doing it again. Like, it feels like a weird fit. Meanwhile, many of these days seem to maybe even not even have a side quest, or it's this side quest. On most days, my quest is just to do the quest for Katerina and do the quest for Alexander, and then by the time I'm done with those, the day is actually usually kind of over. And so then I just sleep the time off that's left. I either sleep it off or I spend it farming, which is either looting houses or fighting thugs, or now one of my options for reputation at least is that I can heal the sick. And you just do a few other similar-ish things. But alternatively, you totally can just sleep that time off. Let's go to the middle of the houses. Maybe even the middle of the houses. See if we'll just... just go with, like, the centerpiece of the area, right? Like, the most prominently located one. The one at the end of the V, I would say. And then work backwards from there. Can I access that from this side of the house, or do I have to go inside the V? Oh, looks like I have to go inside the V. Well, the more reason to think it might be where the haruspecs is. It's a cumbersome place to reach, location-wise, so maybe I'll get lucky. We're obviously generally used to the idea of these quests just giving the player the runaround for a while, because that's kind of how they're built. It's just next level a little bit when it feels like when the quest itself is, I don't know, just find this character. The challenge of the quest is that it doesn't have a waypoint. Figure it out. Somewhere over there he'll be, and I don't think there's even clues. I think you just have to find them. And then when you find them, I think the quest just kind of resolves itself. At least the last time it did. Without really much else going on. This is a house you can't access. That's a reoccurring thing I'm noticing now, between this quest and last time. Once you're asked to check all the houses, you realize, oh, some of these houses don't have doors. That's weird. Ah! That was probably upstairs, but it scared me, so I wanted out. Oh my god, it's right here. Ah. Is it always in that room? It is not. That was just a startling moment. No! No! I'm running around it, I'm running around it, I'm running it. I did not get around it. Alright. Thanks, haruspecs. For being so hard to find. What? How did I get infected again? Reduce to a third. Should I go all in on immunity stuff? I can at least wear clothes. It's gonna tank my health if I try to go all in on immunity stuff. But right now it's the plague's gonna grow faster than normal right now. Oh, the blue one doesn't even take my immunity that noticeably higher? Jeez. Oh. Guess I've got them for a reason. Ah! Oop. Accidentally pressed F. Pyrene. A hook. Oh boy. Sometimes when I get caught, I don't even see it coming, which is rough. Like an invisible one catches me. I kind of just reflexively run away periodically, just to try to reset the situation. That's the only one there. Alright, well, we're 2 for 2 on that not panning out. And that's not an infected house. Alright. Wait, is that the house at the end that I thought you couldn't get into? How did I thought you couldn't get into this house. I guess I'm crazy. I'm crazy. Crazy. Kerosene is worth a little bit of money. Oh boy, here it comes. There's evidently never anything over there, so I should really stop checking. Did I expect him to be upstairs or something? Oh god. A lot of floors to this house. Oh boy. Huh. So far I've found these characters on the ground floor. I'm hoping that continues. I think I've already checked this house? No. I shouldn't have, judging by its location. But everything feels like it's been looted already? Aha. Unless I just missed that the first time around. I keep resetting it just out of panic. Ah, Jesus. God damn it, game. Hey. Immunity kind of soaked it up, I guess. I don't know. I have these for a reason, don't I? Check that house over there. Right overhead, I can see it. Some of the containers feel like they move around, but it might be the fact that the house... Oh! The direction of the house kind of feels like it inverts at times. A syringe. Oh god, here it comes. The syringe is like a vaguely rare item. No? Damn it. The syringe is an item that I find frustrating just because it feels like it might be the rarest of all items in the other tab. And so the outcome is that it's the one that I just constantly don't have space for in my inventory, basically. And so like I'll have every other variation of other tab items, and then finally the the syringe will show up when I have everything else, and it'll always just be one, and then I won't find another one for like 2 more days. So it's just always the odd man out item. Of the bound, fallen ill. The following sanitary precautions are hereby announced. There are citizens, so-called bound, who seem to be extraordinarily involved in town happenings. They are regularly contacted by people of different lines of occupation and social standing, including your 2 colleagues. They also try to compensate what they believe to be your inaction with their own efforts. In consideration of that, the executive committee has decided if a bound person falls ill, the door to their home should be guarded by an executor. And it's just, yeah, it's all the procedures about how you deal with somebody when their door is closed. Do you have anything for me, buddy? Ah, no, don't do that. Be silent, human. Here is my home. What a line of dialogue, huh? It's worth 5, 10, 5. Awkward proportions for what I have. Do I want to waste half a twirine in value? Opportunities will arise in the future to pay off better ratios. I don't have to worry about the army showing up anytime soon to make those characters basically vanish. I think I've been up and down here already. Been infected already too. I'm just kind of wondering, like, how far does the game expect me to go when searching for this dude? I'm trying to check upstairs. Bullet. Something to sell at least. I thought that was the staircase though, so I'm turned around now. Oh boy, found it. Found the plague. Oh, there he is. I'm sick of you already. Why won't you stop interrupting my work? Get lost. You bring me bad luck. I'm just wanted to say there's an ambush laid for you. Don't go home today. Really? Who laid it? Alexander Saburov, my adopted father, detests you. For no good reason, I'd say. Thank you. What was your name again? Clara. You're welcome. Wait, did I just prevent... Wait, hang on a second. Haven't I checked this... Oh, no, I haven't checked here before. It looks like... Oh. Well, let's finish searching this floor real quick, because it's going to be a little bit for that to respawn. I must have not checked this place? Or maybe I did? I don't know. How did I miss him? I'm not totally sure what to think about that. Overall, I'm not in terrible shape though. Got some health and exhaustion issues piling back up faster than they should have, but I was able to find them. I have warned the Haruspecs. Lara will rejoice at the news. Yeah, but before we deal with Lara, let's go deal with grief. Now that we're in the neighborhood again. I was kind of waiting for an excuse to be in the neighborhood again before I go back. Not really waiting for an excuse as much as I just kind of thought I didn't want to make the trip yet. Oh boy. Excuse me. Please do not approach me. That's very unkind of you. I just want the bottles from the plague land so that I can then fill them with water I find at random, then give them to random people so I can get a bandage. I think that the fact that I collect bottles from super questionable places, like such as the garbage can in a plague district, and then I hand them to drunk people in exchange for bandages, meaning I'm removing medical supplies from them while giving them something that will probably endanger their lives. I feel like the collective use of doing that over the course of a campaign might contribute rather significantly to the overall problems the city faces in the plague. Like, the player is doing a not insignificant amount of plague spreading there if we, you know, apply life, like real world logic to that a little bit. I don't think that the garbage bottles are sterile, is what I'm guessing. And I don't think that I don't think any of the plague, the drunks fully respect or understand the level of, like, basically poisoning I'm doing to them because they don't know where the water's from.
Them souls and a half are a bold lot. Or did they think Barley's gonna play tag with them? Game over, fellas.
It's us or them, right, kiddo? Oh, the things I had to suffer through because of you. The knots I had to tie myself in. Don't you get all metaphorical on me. Although the metaphor's clear, ain't it? You're alive, so that means the plan's worked out all right, eh? Am I right? I stole the severed head from Barley, and I took it to Sabarov. He won't go after you today. Go after me? He and whose army? Or do you think he'd turn up in person, getting his hands all muddy and dirty, like hell? Or was he gonna send you with some stamped piece of paper? Oh, you thief, you. Well, it's a bargain. A bargain's a bargain. It's question time. I've got 3. Sure, go on. What do you want to know? Just do me a favor and skip the mumbo-jumbo part. Fill in, oh fill in. Okay, yeah, he wants me to skip that part, which doesn't work on him. Alright, tell me, was Olgimsky acting in collusion with you? It depends. Which one? There's more than one Olgimsky, you know. One might have, the other might not have. That's why you can't bring them down. One hand takes and the other gives. The right hand floggeth whom the left hand caresseth. There's your answer. Grief, were you aware of the coming epidemic? Well, we did figure it out, eventually. You see, black twiarine had been used as a medicine during the first outbreak, and this time around the trade got really hectic and all. But those who'd ordered it must have known, probably as far back as summer. And who had ordered it? You know the answer. Who were you just asking about? The elder or the younger? That's it. Question time's over. 2 old Gimskis for the price of 1 was already stretching it. Wait a minute, there's something I don't understand. Like you ever would, little pimple. That's it. Enough questions. Gonna grab some rest now, I'm real tired. You go away. Nothing for you to see here anymore. What, you liked my answers, didn't you? Oh, you tot. I'll ask you more questions later, and the way I'll ask them, you won't be able to dodge the answers anymore. Gonna get you, big bag of grief. Pretty pointless to buy things from you, right? I can't use most of your items. Lockpicks are not that expensive, technically, but I can mostly get them from combat. I don't really want to sell you anything. Yeah. Let's get those clothes off, which I've worn down a bit. Not that much. Don't usually need them outside of that context. This is not the right way to talk to them. I was confused. Mistakes were made. Huh. What's going on here? I think I need to load my save. Oh no, how long ago did I save? It's been a little while, hasn't it? Alright, I'll get back to where I was. As far as I can tell, I lost, because like I at the end of the main story, I always have to tell Alexander whether he was guilty or not. But that just made me fail the quest midway through the run. I guess I made the wrong call. Alright, how about we try doing it again anyway? Yeah, let's do it. Philin, oh Philin, I know of you this. You are the real ringleader of the killers. Will you agree to touch me, brave the depths, to answer my questions candidly and without prejudice? Yeah, I'm the real boss. I was lucky Barley came along at the right time. Let me come over my tracks and shift the blame and get all off scot-free. The bachelor never got my number. What did you need it all for? For 'tis my soul's desire, this killing urge. It's just that. My hand was itching for some jolly fun time. Now tell me about the old Gimskis. Have you been protecting your shady business? Fat Vlad's the real man. 'Tis he who's running the market. The young one's clueless. It was he that ordered the black Twirene too. His own doing. And the final question, Grief. Where exactly did you dump the bodies into the river? That wasn't us. I know the whole chant with them stiffs, but that was the worms from the termitary, and I got the blame. I know nothing, 'tis not my scope of murder, not my style, I swear to God. Poisoning all the water? That's just gruesome. Trying to trace the dialogue itself. So he didn't dump the bodies. They kind of don't say what they're talking about, do they? At first I thought he was admitting to poisoning everybody with the bodies, because he's clearly admitting to something, and like, good thing I could blame everything on Barley. But you look back up here and it's like, what? I don't ask a question, I just start the interrogation, and then without me asking a question, he admits I'm the real boss. Is he just saying that he's the boss of this organization of criminals? And that he was lucky he could blame Barley? Because, like, didn't we always know that? I feel like Bad Grease's been always very clearly framed as being the leader of this group, so that being framed like a revelation is confusing. What you need it all is for my soul's desire, this killing urge. My hand was twitching for some jolly fun time. He might be admitting to the string of robberies. But anyway, it's Fat Vlad that works with the criminal element, and it was but apparently it was not Grief who dumped the bodies in the water. Is the main takeaway. So the primary thing I was sent here to investigate, he did not do. But also either way, I want to say that they're all innocent because they're my bound. That's not for you to judge. After all that I've found out. A blow with a big blunt stick in a dark alley, that's nice and clean, it is. Especially when it's not from behind. With a knife, there's even a bit of gallantry in it. Especially when it's not your own knife. What do we look like on the inside, eh? What do you think? No one wants to drag that out in the open. That would be scary. That would be giving away the secret. What secret? That's the point. I have no idea. I'll put a stop to it, I will. Just don't get me killed, little tot. I'll be useful to you yet. I have asked my questions, Grief. Come to. Yeah, we don't want to kill him because, you know, bound. What should I do about Bad Grief? He seems to have nothing to do with the outbreak itself, even if he did nothing to relieve the suffering around him. I need to let Father know of my decision. That is an incredibly charitable take you got there, Clara, saying that he did nothing to help those around him. It's like, he's a murderer. He did significantly worse than just not help people. Hey there.
Dogs are howling. Why?
I mean, they do it a lot, just in general. They're stuck behind a fence, and they can't see something, but there's some noise over there, so go make noise at it. I'm worried. Perhaps it's not too late to fix things yet? I've warned Brooke. You did everything right, Clara. Take this gift. It's modest, but it will be useful to you in these difficult times. Thank you. Is that a twirine and 2 meat, I think? Oh my god, I have 12 of that already? Holy crap. Holy crap. And you gave me that? Etorphine, a powerful narcotic painkiller? It's very good at reducing pain and has similar strong effects, blah blah blah. I don't know how the numbers work out, because, you know.
Nice to see you.
I don't understand the numbers very well on the morphine type stuff, but hello. I'm used to Meridorm the most, and then sometimes the morphine. That's etorphine. I don't remember if I went last time I've even seen one of those, if at all. Ah, sweet 2-for-1 deal. 2 of you lining up in place together. Thank you. Ah, fuck me, right? I swear to God. I was totally like, oh, they're both gonna not have anything on them, because of course that would be what happens to me, right? Not this time. Not this time.
Barley the barber is the leader of the gang. Some barber.
I will restore order here, goddammit. I found out a lot more about grief than I'd care to know. What is it? Speak. I don't even know where to begin. Begin with the old Gimskis. That is the most important sin for me. At least for him. For it is not his fault. So did Ogimski protect his illicit trade? Did he benefit from it? I won't be able to tell for certain until I've asked Vlad himself. Now then, we shall skip the issue of the barber gang since it's clear now who their true mastermind was. Thanks to your courage, my brave girl. Yes, let's skip it. Well, is he the cause of the disaster that has struck the town? What's your verdict? No, it's not him. He's not to blame for the disaster that struck your town. Our town. Well, hearing not guilty verdicts from you is troubling. I hope it doesn't lead to something bad, huh? What can I do? I can't tell a lie. Such is my nature. My reputation? I'm gonna have to kill so many people to make that go back up. It wouldn't be fair to lay the blame on bad grief. True, the man has a rotten soul, selling his damned stock the way he always did. Who knows if he was even fully aware of the terror that would follow. He feels guilty, no doubt, and I can hardly think of anything more precious than when a man like this embraces repentance. I must let him live. He will be of use to me yet. Somebody's sounding very manipulative there. Someone sounding like the Clara I expected from my actual interactions with her, and so on. I could sleep, but I don't really need it meter-wise. I think I'm gonna go raiding for a bit. Oh, what do you have there? What do you have there? Wow, I can really afford it too. By their standards, I have 10, 20, 32, 33, and this costs 10. Alright. Schmouder it is. Yes. I did a trade. I did it. Now I just need to systematically steal for everything I can from this house. For funsies. Because why stop there, you know? Hi, could you turn back around so I could look in this thing? No reason. I'll check that one last. As often is the case. Oh, there's a lot of floors in this house, isn't there? Alright. Well, no one's looking over here. 3 coins. Doesn't really amount to much, does it? Do you have a schmatter? That'd be weird. Oh, you never do though, do you? At most you have like a bullet. Which is fine, I suppose. He's not looking. He's staring at the wall. Perfect. I'm not used to this layout. This one's a different one. Can't tell when I can't tell where he's looking. Oh, now he's definitely looking at me. Hey, you. Look over here. He's in panic mode all of a sudden? I can't even put the milk in my inventory. Ah. I'm all full up of all these two-digit numbers. They don't trade for peanuts, do they? No, she traded for peanuts. It's just the peanuts are only worth peanuts. Because it was worth 1 point. Which is not a lot. Admittedly. I've already stolen everything in this room next to you. Because you, just weren't looking towards the room, which I thank you for that. How's my hunger doing? I could use some food. I could eat something. Chomp down those ones real quick. Cool. Don't mind me. Oops. You don't know what I did. I'm running away. This game has heavily exploitable AI. Click. Aha. And so it goes. Oops. I just pressed like Q or something. Yeah. It was in here that there was one that... he's at the end of a very long hallway. Ah, there's nothing in there anyway. But he's at the end of such a long door I can easily escape to the front door when he comes after me. It's a really big building. Hey kids, do you have cool things to trade for? Having never really been in these houses until this campaign, it's really interesting to see how they manifest, because among other things, they just straight up have, like, large volumes of vendors. They're so filled with these children. And that's noteworthy, because these damn kids get really hard to find as the plague progresses. Like, the more plague we get, the more these characters just disappear off the map, more or less. Oh, shit, he saw me. I didn't realize he was coming back. Kid, come on, I don't want to kill you. Ow, dick. And so I run back. As per my editing style, whenever you see me in a place like this, just kind of vaguely assume that I've done it like 5 to 10 times between the times that you've seen it. 'Cause I'm sprinkling it in here and there, just so that you guys are aware that it has a periodic role in the overall playthrough, but I'm not showing it constantly because every day would be separated by like 3 episodes consecutively of me doing stuff like this. And while it is it's somewhat amusing, and it's definitely somewhat mechanically engaging, these little segments I go on, it's incredibly repetitive, and I don't really want to performatively do commentary over it, let alone upload a significantly longer playthrough, because the Clara campaign will be much longer if I show this process as many times as I actually do it. Takes some extra time to record, obviously. I kind of look forward... My schedule will be more manageable when Pathologic breathes its last. It'll be interesting to see whether or not Pathologic 2 is comparable in its demands of me. Let's see. Weapon and ammo. I got 3 little pieces of clothing here. Drugs, you got a spike on how many things I got all of a sudden. Then rations loses its damn mind. I'll eat that right now, because it's only a stack of 1. And then other. These things are worth 5 each to the boys. It's usually pretty good. This stuff I do cap out on. I get enough of these that I have trouble trading them off. In part, as even with some of the thieving stuff, I just don't encounter enough of the girls to trade for what they have. Also, my drug menu is going to be a little bit more crowded with that in there again. The bandage set. Yeah, that's part of the reason why I go out of my way to put all of my... Oh boy. That's part of why I go out of my way to put all of my sleeping medicine in my nightstand. So, it is currently, boom, day 5. But this is still the end of the previous episode, most likely. Probably. Oop. I'm kind of wrapping up the end of my routine rather than starting the next one. My health and exhaustion's all goofed up, so I might actually... Badoop. Are these expensive? Not that bad. My health and exhaustion's actually kind of messed up, so I might actually do another sleep cycle and skip ahead to like, ooh, hoo-hoo. That'll be far along. If I sleep now, it'll be 6 o'clock, which means that in the morning, I will have to like sprint to the theater. You know what? Let's just clean this up for myself later. I'll just go to the theater now. Ah, whatever. Part of me... Oh, I thought he was gonna just ignore me. I thought that was kind of interesting. Oh my god! I forgot about how that happens sometimes. Ah. No, next episode will be called Day 5, and so I don't want people... I want to stick to the pattern of the game, a video called The Day that it is, having that iteration of the theater and all that. I'm talking way too much about the logistics of this. I have no more sleeping stuff, right? Twirine I can trade for stuff for, yeah. Boom. I've got 2 schmouters and some vaccine type things and whatnot. Not in a bad place.